Hey, I'm Brant Pinvidic, author of The 3-Minute Rule. And today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the virtual presentation setup and all the possibilities that with just a little bit of effort and a little bit of planning, you can have right at your fingertips. And it will elevate your Zoom presentation from the awful things that are out there to something very professional and kind of cool. So I'm going to do this all live. I'm actually recording this in my downstairs computer in a Zoom meeting. So everything you're seeing on the screen is literally what someone would see in a Zoom presentation, or if it was a virtual keynote or whatever it is. So I have 4 cameras set up here today. Now you absolutely do not want and you do not need 4 cameras. It's way more complicated than it needs to be and totally unnecessary. I actually rarely ever use more than 2. But I've got all 4 set up here because I want you to see the options and I'm going to walk you through what's possible. So camera 1 is my conversational main camera. Camera 2 is my presentation screen monitor camera. Camera 3 is my green screen camera, and camera 4 is this overhead close-up. So everything I'm able to do now, I'm going to be able to do so smoothly is because I'm using this. It is a 3-minute rule virtual presentation program Stream Deck. All the buttons correspond to something I want to show. So I want to go back to camera 1, and we're back to camera 1. Now, all of this is able to be programmed into the Stream Deck, and from there, it's very simple, very easy to make some real magic. So let's talk about camera 1. Now, as you'll see, it's clear. I'm framed from the waist up. I've got some distance and some depth from a very purposeful background. I've got my dual lighting positions, so it's not blasting in my face, gives me the warmth with no shine, no shadow. Now, I'm not going to go through all the technical details of how to set it up or the equipment I use, or even the content of what makes a great virtual presentation. If you want that, I've got tons of that. Go to my website, 3minuterule.com/virtual, and there's a ton of stuff there for you. But in camera 1, what I want you to notice, once I got it set up, I can change the view. If I want to go zoom in, talk a little closer, I can do that. I could get real close, don't like that. All of this from the same camera. And text and graphics, same thing. If I want to bring up my website, one button away. If I want to illustrate important points and bring up some talking points I need in text, right there on the screen. I can also give you my title. I can give you the title of the Zoom meeting we're in. I usually just use a base plate that has my website and my logo. So that's pretty simple. Or if I was doing it for like live streaming on social, I might put it in square aspect ratio and have text running across the top. You can basically have all of this programmed at your fingertips. And if you have graphics specifically, maybe you want to bring up something, an item, something you sell, you can bring up that graphic and play to it in real time. So you can also program video to pop up with one button. Now this is really handy if you've got a group of videos or people watching something. You can talk through it or have the audio from the video. It's at your command, and anytime you're ready and you're out back into camera 1. Now, I like to use little videos as transition pieces when I'm going between major talking points or maybe a PowerPoint or a slideshow, or if I'm going to move to my presentation camera to present something. So that might look something like this. And now just like that, I'm in presentation mode. Now I'm going to be using this angle a lot of times if I'm doing something like a seminar, or I want to be doing a large group presentation, or something like a virtual keynote. I like it because I like the long-standing look. I love being in front of a real monitor to interact with, and I love having my clicker in my hand to go through my slides. For me, this kind of mimics what I'm doing when I'm on stage, and that's where I'm most comfortable, and I think the audience finds that commanding, and they seem to be the most responsive to that kind of interaction. So whenever I'm done here presenting, I'm going to move back to camera 1 with one move. And we're back to our conversation camera. So let's talk a little bit about the PowerPoint, because the PowerPoint is the most important element of a virtual presentation. So I've got a lot programmed in here, and I'm going to show you some options. So with one touch, I can go full screen PowerPoint. Now I'm walking you through my slides, giving you a slideshow, talking you through the important parts. And I can bring up my camera here so I can talk you through directly. I can also change the size of the boxes depending on what I want to emphasize and how much I want to engage with you. I think the most popular though is this 50-50 look, where you've got me and my camera on the one side and you got the slides on the other, and I got this graphic background filling the space. This really allows you to engage directly with your audience while you're giving your slideshow presentation. And you can switch between these views at will, one button at a time. So now let me give you a little variation on the PowerPoint interaction. Let's say I go to camera 3, which is my green screen camera. And now I move to my green screen camera. Now what you can see is Zoom has already taken out the green screen for me automatically, and all the other platforms will do this as well. So now you can reconfigure your slides to incorporate yourself inside the presentation. And that's kind of a good look. And you can also do fun things like you can pull up a 3D studio if you want to be in a studio setting. So if you have an actual green screen and you get some lighting, you can really make this look work for you. And when you're all done, and we're back here. Now this last setup is one I don't personally use very often because I don't have a lot of things to demo physically, but my clients love it when they have something physical they want to actually show people. So let me give you an example. Let's say you're going through your PowerPoint full screen. You might go split screen to have a deeper conversation and engage a little bit, and then you go to the overhead. And so now I'm on my overhead camera. Now I can get up close and personal, get those close-ups, flip through it, show it off, do whatever I need to do here with what's ever important. And then when I'm ready, it's just one touch. And you're back here when the demo's over. So all this and more is available on the Stream Deck once you get it programmed. And that's really where all the work is, because using it is absolutely so simple and so easy. It's amazing, just one button at a time. And you can tell when this is strung together in a cohesive package, it will elevate you above, well, basically everybody else out there. But more importantly, it'll actually make your presentation better because it'll make you prepare and plan and see the whole thing before you make it. And that is a huge piece of making this work. So for me, when I'm done one of these things, I will pull up my socials. So follow me at Brant Pinvidic or go to my website, 3minuterule.com. I got lots of good stuff there. And my ending is usually a transition video to maybe a thank you card. There you go.